Today's eMoney tip of the week is going to be numbering advanced techniques. Often when you're working with a client and you're showing them in Decision Center one decision might have 2, 3, 4, sometimes up to 8 different techniques that you would have to use to show that decision. So today I'm going to show you a simple one that we get often. This is a particular young client that wants to retire at 65, and they said, what if we could retire at 60? Well, if we just showed them retiring at 65 the way this was built out, and just changed only retirement date from 65 to 60, it wouldn't be accurate. And the reason why is we're assuming they get Medicare at 65. So we're going to have to add an expense in here of the healthcare from age 60 to 65. Furthermore, if the clients are 2 different ages, we're actually going to have a different expense for that gap between when the one client goes on Medicare and the other client goes on Medicare. We're also going to have an additional insurance expense that would be in perpetuity under living expense. We also might show a scenario and where we want to show them taking Social Security at 62 as opposed to full retirement age, just to show them what this might look like. And we might want to show them an option where they take their pension earlier if they have one. In this case, we're going to make a fake pension. What I'm trying to show is there's 3 different decisions, all from one thing. What if we retired at 60? I could show you a bunch of different ones like this. This is just a standard one you work with a lot. If you learn the why behind what we're doing, you can apply it to something else. So let's get started. Pull up your client. In this case, we have our sample client, Pam and Jim Helpert. You're going to want to click under Plans, and then we're going to come down here to Scenarios. We always build out for our clients a base scenario called Alternatives. You could go to some of our other quick tips of the week and find out about why we do that, but for this case, we're going to jump right in here, and we're going to click on our Advanced Plans. We've already built out a lot of things for this client because one of the things we do is we build out every single one of our advanced techniques inside of Advanced Plans, so I wanted you to see what that's like. Some of the ones we're going to use today are already built out in here, and I'm not going to show you how to build out any of these techniques. I'm just going to show you how you can number them. So we have these ones in here, and we talked about there's 3 things we want to show. Retiring sooner, right? It's from 65 to 60. We're also going to want to show them Social Security at 62 as opposed to full retirement age, and we're going to show them taking their pension earlier. So the first thing you want to do is you're going to make changes, and you're going to want to go to Assumptions, and then Retirement and Death Assumptions, and Edit Fact. Now this would typically say Add Fact, but we already have this one in here, so it's going to say Edit Fact. You could also have clicked on it under Retire Later. We already have these ones renamed, so this would say Retirement and Death Assumptions if you didn't have this one renamed. So we're going to go in here and we're going to say that they both are going to retire at age 60 in here. Okay, again, this is the only one I'm going to show you filling out real quickly. We're going to go to Save, and then we're going to change the name on this. So we're going to click on Plan Changes up here. We're going to rename this. So instead of Retire Later in this particular situation, we're going to call this Retire at age 60. Because we want to remember this and we want to show the client we know what we're doing in here. So again, we hit Done. We want to go to our next one is we're going to change Social Security, so make changes to Social Security. It's going to say Edit Fact. We already have this in here as another scenario. Social Security goes bankrupt. We renamed that. So when we hit Edit Fact, it's going to take us right into there. And this one we were showing no retirement benefits. So we're going to show them taking this at a specific age. So we're going to say estimated from income. We're going to say we didn't have a statement for this client. So we're going to show them at age 62. And then we're going to go down for this client, estimated from income. Again, we're going to pretend we didn't have a statement. We typically would have a statement in there. This is a sample client. So we have them both at 62. We're going to hit Save inside of here. And we're going to go back and we're going to rename this one. And we are going to say, take Social Security. And the reason why we have this, by the way, in our base plan, the client's taking their Social Security at full retirement age. We have that as a default for our team. And the last one we're going to do is we're going to make it change to their pension. So we're going to make changes. And you look down here, you're going to go Deferred Income. And we can see the Dunder Mifflin pension. We're going to go edit that fact. And we're just going to make a quick change to this. We said it was $25,000. We're going to say that we looked at the statement and say it was $18,000 they're going to get per year. And we're going to take this again at the clients. So right now it's a Pam's retirement at 65. Well, this scenario, if we have this clicked on, it's going to go to that. So we don't have to worry anything about this because this is going to allow it to stay at the retirement because we're going to click this. Now, Dunder Mifflin Pension. We're going to go save this. Dunder Mifflin Pension. Take pension at 60. So you can already see a scenario in here where this might be a problem. Because, again, we say that's retirement. If you didn't have this button on of saying retire at a different age, so we're going to go to alternatives here. And if we didn't say on this one, so we're going to say the pension, take pension 60, it's going to still take this pension at 65. It's going to take that lower amount that we put in there. But unless we have this retirement where we said, okay, we're going to retire at 60 on, that button's useless. So how do we remember to always have that button on? That's why we like to number our techniques whenever we have multiple techniques involved. So in this particular case, we're going to go back in here and we are going to number these. So we're going to go back in here and we're going to hit rename. And we're going to say, instead of taking Social Security at 62, we're going to name this 1. Instead of saying retiring at 60, we're going to rename this 1. Instead of saying take pension at 60, we're going to rename this 1. Now we're going to hit done. This is going to save those for us. And so you can see these all have 1 here. And now when we come into the decision center and we hit our drop down, we're talking to the client and we say, let's talk about this scenario. And you can create a scenario. These are all in there already. Now I know anything with a 1 has to be turned on at the same exact time. Now you might turn these ones on at a different time, but now I know, so I don't sit there in front of a client and forget to turn a button on. And you can have scenarios that say 1, 2, 3. I know another person does them A, B, B. It doesn't matter. The reality is anytime that you have a scenario where you want to have 3 things or 4 things or 5 things all clicked on at the exact same time to show a point to a client so that you don't forget when you're in front of a client. And so when you're going to do an annual review, it will help you to number these. We hope this tip helped educate and empower you to do more plans for your clients so that you can impact more lives through financial planning. If you have some great tips we don't know about, we'd love to hear about them. If you have a better way of doing what we just showed you, we'd love to hear about that because we are a noble profession and together we can elevate the profession.